Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, family and friends. Well, it is Monday after championship weekend, and the Super Bowl is set. Kansas City versus Eagles, Part 2. Congratulations to Patrick Mahomes. Congratulations to Saquon Barkley. I still will not root for the Eagles, so I'm not saying congratulations to Eagles, but I will say Saquon Barkley does deserve at least a chance to go to a Super Bowl. There we go. Got that out the way. Topic of today is the ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, deportations, etc., etc. By now, you've all heard about the raids, ICE raids that are going on. First of all, I want to tell you, it gets Trump supporters excited, but they don't realize, they don't understand. This is all regular. There's nothing new. Trump didn't do anything new. He's not doing anything new. ICE makes raids every single day. That's their job. Okay, but here's the difference. They're calling these raids. They're not raids. They're just arrests and deportations. These are not people that are off hiding somewhere. These are people that had a DUI or a speeding ticket or some other infraction or charge where they went to court, they either spent time in jail and were released, or, as part of their release, they have an address. So it's not like they don't know where these people are at. They're picking up people that have a record in places like Colorado, Rhode Island, New Jersey. Have you heard of any massive raids in Arizona, New Mexico, Texas? Border states. Things that make you go, right? Has that not clicked in yet? Let me give you an example. Farmers in South Dakota. I believe the governor or former governor, Kristi Noem, the puppy killer lady. Yeah, the governor that MAGA folks elected, the puppy killer. Her next door neighbor, or at least he says he's her next door neighbor. He has a dairy farm. And he says it plain as day. You can look this up. He says that half of his workers, and he runs his dairy farm 24 hours, day and night shifts. Half of his workers are undocumented. And when asked, are you worried about the new ICE crackdowns or regulations? He said, nah, he doesn't mean me. He doesn't mean people like me. Oh, really? Okay. Do you understand what that means? The guy whose farm is right next door to the former governor, the governor has a farm also. And he admitted on TV, it's on the internet now, that half of his workers are undocumented. But his farm hasn't been raided. Instead, ICE is talking about going to places like schools. First of all, going to schools, that's really disgusting. But anyway, why is that? Why are farmlands, things like that, not, publicly being raided? Why are the things we're seeing on TV? Oh, this person convicted of this crime was picked up. Why is that? Follow the money. If you raid that farmer and half of his workers are gone, he's not going to be able to donate as much money to Republican campaigns. Follow the money, okay? But if, which I don't know if they will. I mean, I haven't heard of any Florida orange orchards being raided. Right now, the price of eggs are up. I remember a few months ago, I won't name any names, but I remember somebody was like, oh yeah, it's Biden's fault that the price of eggs have gone up. Well, I keep that same energy. Eggs have gone up above those prices now. So that's Trump's fault? I just want to make sure we're on the same, we're using the same measuring stick. So it's Trump's fault now the price of eggs has gone up, right? It's going to be Trump's fault when those migrant workers are afraid to go to work picking the fruits and vegetables that we eat, and the price of oranges, or heaven forbid, the tariffs in Colombia, and all of a sudden the price of coffee goes up. What's the tariff? 20, 25%? All of a sudden coffee price goes up. That's going to be Trump's fault, right? I just want to make sure we're on the same page, since we're blaming grocery store prices. 6 months ago we were blaming grocery prices on Biden. We're going to blame these grocery prices on Trump, right? Just want to make sure we're on the same page there, okay? Now, one of the reasons, or I should say the main reason, that Colombia refused to accept those ICE, for those of y'all that know, you know, but I'm going to explain it real simple. It's because he's using military planes. A military plane going into a foreign country constitutes either A, an invasion, or B, a declaration of war. You can't take military vehicles into another country without permission. You see what I'm saying? Like, if he had loaded them up on passenger planes or civilian cargo planes, no problem. But you can't just fly military planes into a foreign country. Like, either he doesn't understand that, or he understood it and knew that was going to happen and did it on purpose. Okay? So, I don't know. Just use your brains, people. Please use your brains. All right? Lastly, I have to say Trump supporters are, without being insulting, very self-centered and selfish people, spiteful people, okay? And I'm going to give you an example, okay? 2 examples. One, when the loan forgiveness for tuition or, college loan, however that worked out, who complained about that? Like, no, I had to pay, they have to pay. That was MAGA folks, right? They will cut off their nose to spite their face. And here's what I mean. Poor white people that are MAGA, y'all think just like that farmer in South Dakota, oh, not me. He's talking about those immigrants. He's talking about those N-words. He's not talking about us. He's not talking about me, okay? Well, and again, this is something you can look up yourself. Let's just take food stamps, because that seems to be a big talking term about, I don't want them illegals and immigrants getting food stamps, blah, blah. First of all, you can't if you're an illegal, okay? You can get vouchers, but you can't just get food stamps, all right? We'll get past that, all right? Out of 100% of food stamp recipients, this is out of 100%, 40% are white, 20% are black, 10% are Mexican. 40% white, 20-30 black and Mexican. So all the black people and all the Mexican people combined is less than the white people that are on food stamps. You can look that up. You don't have to believe me. So these poor white folks, like, I don't want Mexicans getting food stamps or welfare queens. Y'all are on more food stamps than anybody else. And you would rather cut off your nose and not get food stamps yourself than to allow 10% of it to go to Mexicans? That's very self-centered. That's very hateful, very spiteful. The amount of money that we spend on food stamps is a fraction of what the Congress people make, or I should say what they make. What they make off of all their backroom deals because of their deals with the NRA or big oil and gas companies or military contractors. That's why they want to do school vouchers, so that they can keep people uneducated. And they can just teach you what they want you to know. And that's how this circle of life is going to go. They're going to make sure people are uneducated and don't know what they're doing. And they can just tell you anything. They'll tell you it's raining outside while they're pissing on your head. And you won't know the difference because you're uneducated. Like here's another good example. Just a random thought. Why do you think Trump is so big on making people that work from home come back to the office? Because everybody knows, every common sense, a happy worker is a productive worker, and if people are happy being at home in their pajamas, more than getting up and dealing with traffic and going to the office, that's going to make them less happy. Why would you do that? Why would you make your workers less happy? Come on. I know somebody's brain is working. Follow the money. What does that mean? Who benefits from workers that are staying at home now having to commute back and forth to work? Big oil and gas companies. I can tell you now that for the last 4 or 5 years that I've been working from home, I have filled my tank up at max once a month. There are times during this last 4 years where I only had to fill my tank up 3 months, 4 months. Because the only thing I had to drive to is go to the grocery store once a month or twice a month, go to the grocery store. I could order everything online, everything else that I needed. I didn't have to drive my car. My car is basically still brand new. My car has got less than 40,000 miles on it. It's still basically brand new. Just things that make you go home. I don't know. Maybe I'm the crazy one. Anyway, as far as the going back to the food stamps, I want you to understand that rich people like Trump, they don't really. Yes, I believe they're racist to an extent, but I also believe that it's mostly classism. Because if you're a rich black person, especially not your face, they're not calling you the N-word, okay? But if you're a poor white person, they don't think of you any differently than the N-word, or immigrants, Mexicans, whatever. That's the one lesson that I want poor white people to wake up and understand, is that those rich Trump supporters don't care about you. They don't care about you any more than they care about me, except your vote. Anyway, that's my video. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a good afternoon.